Stop. Do not scroll away from me. Look at me right now. You did not arrive here by accident. I placed this message directly in your path because your soul is screaming for rest. Give me just 1 minute of your time. I promise you will not regret staying here. Lift your eyes to my face and breathe deeply. Something massive is shifting in the unseen realm. My beloved child, heaven aligned time itself to bring you to this intersection. You have been running so fast, but your heart is standing still. I need your absolute attention for the next few minutes. Do not let the noise of the world distract you from my whisper. If you rush past this moment, you will miss the very breakthrough I have placed before you. I speak to you in this exact moment with an urgent purpose. I have a revelation that will shake the foundation of your pain. My child, Jesus is weeping right now. He is weeping because he sees what you have endured. He has watched every single battle you fought in absolute secrecy. He knows the weight that is crushing you. You have spent so many long seasons wondering if heaven forgot your name. You wondered if your tears vanished into the empty air. But hear me with the deepest place of your heart. I saw it all. Every betrayal, every piece of injustice, and every silent scream was recorded in my house. Not one moment of your suffering was hidden from my eyes. I call this sacred loop the tears of Jesus. His tears are the proof that you are never alone. They are the holy validation of your hidden scars. When the people you trusted walked away, Jesus stood right beside you. When they lied about your character, he held your hand. Comment Amen if you feel Jesus weeping for you right now. Write those letters as an act of holy agreement between your spirit and mine. Let the world know that you choose trust over fear today. By typing those words, you are locking your heart into my sanctuary. God is my safe refuge. Repeat that truth inside your mind until the storm becomes completely quiet. I am here to shield you. Now come closer to me. Let me speak softly to the part of your soul that is most tired. I know how you have been fighting to survive. You put on a brave smile for the people around you. You pretend that you are strong and stable. You carry the burdens of everyone else while your own spirit is quietly breaking into pieces. I saw you when you closed the door to your room and sat on the edge of your bed. I saw you when the darkness felt too heavy for words. You held your chest because the physical pain was too big. Your breathing was shallow and your mind was racing with questions. You wondered why your life became a continuous battleground. I watched you cry softly into the darkness so nobody would hear your voice. You pressed your face into your pillow because you did not want to show your weakness. You felt so deeply misunderstood by the very people you poured your love into. You gave them your sincere heart, but they gave you empty promises and deep disappointment. I saw you when you walked through rooms filled with laughter, but you felt completely alone. You wondered if anyone actually saw the real you. You questioned your own worth because they treated you like you were disposable. My chosen child, a jewel covered in dust is still precious. Your value did not decrease because they failed to see your light. I was there when the betrayal cut your spirit like a sharp blade. I saw the shock in your eyes when the hands you helped turned against your life. You asked me why I allowed that door to slam shut. You asked why the people you loved became the source of your deepest agony. The ache in your chest has been a constant companion. Your bones feel heavy and your thoughts are completely exhausted. You are tired of being the strong one for everybody else. You are tired of absorbing the negativity of modern existence. You are tired of pretending that the rejection does not hurt. My child, you were never built to carry this massive mountain on your own strength. Let your shoulders relax right now. Let the tension in your neck dissolve into my presence. Lift the heavy bags you have been dragging through the mud and drop them at my feet. You do not have to figure out the future today. I am already working ahead of your steps. My voice brings total clarity, and my spirit brings absolute calm. Listen carefully, because I am about to open a loop that will change your reality. There is a strategic reason behind every closed door in your story. There is a divine purpose behind the isolation you are experiencing. I have named this painful season the silent forging. It is not your grave, it is your holy preparation room. The enemy wanted to use that trauma to permanently destroy your destiny. He wanted to drown out my calling on your life with the loud static of anxiety. He targeted you because he saw the immense light inside your soul. He knows that you are standing at the threshold of a generational breakthrough. He is terrified of your future. But I stepped into your day to tell you that the enemy has no authority over your mind. What he meant for your destruction, I am turning into your dynamic deliverance. I allowed the separation because I was protecting you from rooms that were not ready for your heart. I was pruning the branches that were hindering your growth. Do not call that delay an absolute failure. Do not believe the lie that you arrived late to your own destiny. You are not behind. You are precisely where you need to be. The silent forging is almost complete. The fire was not meant to burn you. It was meant to purify your vessel. You are being formed into a masterpiece. I know you have looked at your neighbors and wondered why their path looks so easy. You watched them advance while you were hidden in the wilderness. But hear my declaration today. I am changing the entire foundation of your life. I removed the old structure because it could not hold the weight of the glory I am pouring out. If you rush past this moment or let distractions steal your focus, you will miss the key to your freedom. From this exact moment, I am breaking the assignment of fear over your thoughts. Stay right here with me. The best part is arriving now. Look at my face again. I see the invisible battles you fight when you are driving your car alone. I see the quiet moments when you sigh because the mental exhaustion is too much to bear. You have been carrying the weight of yesterday into the potential of today. You are constantly replaying conversations in your mind. You are searching for the exact moment where things went wrong. You blame yourself for trusting the wrong people. You carry the guilt of mistakes that I have already washed away. My beloved child, stop punishing yourself for what was meant to teach you holy discernment. Let the guilt fall away like dead leaves in the autumn wind. Jesus is weeping because he feels the exact depth of your hidden sorrow. His heart breaks when your heart breaks. He did not cause the injustice, but he used it to separate you from the noise of the world. The isolation was not an accident. It was a holy positioning. I removed the crowd so you could finally hear my voice. Do you feel that sudden shift inside your chest? Do not let your human intellect minimize this divine alignment. This video was not pushed to your screen by a random computer formula. My hands guided your fingers to click this title. I am anchoring your identity into a completely new layer of victory today. You are no longer the victim of their toxic choices. You are no longer the one who must survive in silence. You are a carefully formed masterpiece. You are a chosen warrior. Keep listening to my instruction, because what I am about to reveal next will completely clear the heavy fog from your tired mind. Stay with me. I want to walk with you into the deepest valley of your memory. I am not afraid of your darkness because my light invented the stars. You have been carrying a heavy weight in absolute isolation. Your physical body is showing the exact signs of this emotional pressure. Your chest feels tight when you wake up. Your throat burns with unexpressed grief. I saw you when you sat on the cold floor of your kitchen last Tuesday. I watched you turn off the lights because the brightness of the world hurt your eyes. You let the tears stream down your face without wiping them away. You were totally empty. Not one word came out of your mouth. You just shook. The loneliness was suffocating. Your hands tremble when you try to hold your life together. You spend hours staring at the wall while your mind runs in circles. The betrayal you experienced did not just break your trust. It damaged your physical vitality, and it also stole your deep sleep. And every evening when you close your eyes, the painful memories replay like an endless movie because your soul cannot find a safe path to escape. You were always the person who rescued everyone else from their storms. They came to you for shelter, and you gave them your last piece of bread. But when your own house caught fire, nobody showed up with water. They took your generosity and left you alone in the ashes. You are bleeding from wounds inflicted by people you gave everything to. They smiled at your face while planning their next strategic move against your peace. They used your kindness as a weapon to build their own shallow empire. You gave them your absolute loyalty because you believed they carried a pure heart. But they left you bleeding in the dark when you had nothing left to offer. and the sting of their ingratitude is burning your soul. I saw the hidden tears you shed while driving your car in the middle of the day. You turned up the radio so nobody could hear your heavy sobs. You wiped your eyes quickly before walking into your workplace. You put on a fake mask of happiness because the world does not tolerate your weariness. You are carrying an invisible coffin alone. Your family members looked at you and demanded that you remain strong. They treat you like an automatic machine that never requires maintenance or rest. They do not ask how your spirit is surviving under the pressure. And when you finally tried to express your exhaustion, they called you selfish and they completely dismissed your heavy journey. I am looking at your scars. I count every single one. Do not hide your broken spirit from my gaze because I am your Father. Let your soul cry out to mine in this quiet moment. Pause right where you are and lift your voice to heaven. Comment "You see me" inside the box below to lock this connection. Let those letters represent your raw honesty. When you write "You see me," you are telling the enemy that his lies are finished. You are declaring that your pain has an active witness. I am absorbing the shockwave of your trauma into my own hands. You do not have to pretend to be a strong warrior today. You can simply be my tired child. I am holding your heart. Now hear this deep truth because your recovery depends on your understanding. You have been asking me why my voice feels so distant lately. You prayed with intense tears, but the sky felt like cold brass. You thought I turned my back on your suffering, but I need to reveal the hidden reason behind this agonizing silence. I am peeling back the curtain. I have named this specific blockade the stolen signal. When I created your mind, I built a beautiful channel for divine communication. Your spirit was designed to receive my provisions without heavy straining, but the enemy saw your strategic destiny and became absolutely terrified. He did not destroy you because my shield protected your physical existence. Instead, the enemy used the toxic interactions of your past to create heavy static. He brought chaotic people into your life to fill your mind with loud screams. He used their betrayal to build an invisible wall of noise inside your thoughts. And every time you tried to sit in my quiet presence, the echo of their cruel words completely drowned out my whisper. This noise is not your permanent condition. It is a calculated interference designed to block my light. You are not faithless because you feel this heavy fog. You are simply exhausted from fighting the constant mental static. The enemy wants you to believe that the silence means permanent rejection. He wants you to surrender before the harvest arrives. He whispers that your prayers are completely useless. He tells you that your destiny has already expired in the wilderness. He wants you to look at the success of worldly people and curse your own path. But I am exposing his dark strategy before your eyes today. Your signal was not lost. It was simply buried under their garbage. I have watched you push through the mud for 3 long years. You kept your integrity while they practiced deceit around your table. You refused to match their malice with your own actions. You chose to remain pure even when the darkness was tempting your spirit to break. My child, your restraint in the fire is proof of your holy character. Your mind has been running a continuous marathon without a single finish line. Your nervous system is locked in a state of constant survival. You check your phone, with anxiety waiting for the next crisis to explode. You have forgotten how it feels to live without a knot inside your stomach. You are a prisoner of their emotional warfare. You feel like your youth has been stolen by their endless demands. You look in the mirror and notice the fatigue lines around your eyes. You wonder if you will ever experience true lightness again, and the enemy tries to tell you that the best years of your life are completely gone. He wants you to believe that you are permanently damaged goods, but my truth says that your beauty is being renewed like the eagle. The seasons of sorrow have given you a deep compassion that cannot be manufactured in a comfortable palace. The secret warfare has given you an authority in prayer that the untested do not possess. You are not empty, but you are simply being hollowed out so you can contain a far greater glory. But I have not been passive during your long years of waiting. While you were weeping in the dark, I was actively arranging your divine rescue. I work in the unseen realm to rebuild what the locusts destroyed. To help you receive what I have already prepared, I am stepping into your atmosphere today, and I am releasing a fresh wave of my peace. My child, I need you to hear this clearly. The prolonged silence you experienced is not my divine absence. The enemy has been filling the space between us with loud noise. This static has been so constant that my voice has been invisible to you on your path. I have not abandoned your destiny. I have been preparing, and I have guided wise minds to bring you an instrument of restoration. I will show you exactly what it is before this message ends. But first, you must understand what was done to block it. You must realize why it can be undone right now, because your soul deserves to be completely free from this heavy intervention. Those years of heavy isolation were not a divine punishment. Those days when your mind was screaming with anxiety were not wasted. The enemy wanted to steal your signal permanently, but my grace was your anchor. I am using this precise moment to rewrite your history, and every broken fragment of your past is being gathered into my sanctuary. Breathe deeply again and let your mind become completely quiet. You are standing at the edge of a massive spiritual breakthrough. The stolen signal is about to be completely restored to your mind. Do not skip the next part of this message because the revelation is growing deeper. I am about to show you how I designed your brain from the beginning. Stay right here. I am standing inside the quiet room with you right now. You cannot see my face, but you feel the warmth around your shoulders. I never left your side during the storm. The world pushed you away because it could not contain your holy light. And while you were weeping on the floor of your kitchen, I was quietly holding the universe together to keep you safe from absolute destruction. Do not fear the quietness of this current hour. The isolation is a sacred perimeter I built around your life. I separated your steps from the people who were slowly draining your spiritual vitality. They thought they were rejecting your presence. But in total reality, I was actively withdrawing my precious masterpiece from their defiled hands, because they did not know how to honor the glory inside you. I loved a young warrior deeply. He ran away into the wilderness. He hid inside a dark cave. His cruel enemies circled outside the entrance. And while he was pouring out his broken fragments of hope onto the cold ground, I was actively shaping his character to contain a massive kingdom. The stone walls had my fingerprints on every surface. I did not place him there to destroy his big calling. I was simply protecting his spirit from the premature warfare of the palace. My child, your current situation carries the exact same purpose. Lift your tired eyes to my face, and let me speak directly into your soul, because the season of your hidden confinement is finally coming to an end. Take a deep breath right now. Let the anxiety leave your physical chest. Write the phrase, "I trust your timing," inside the comments below. Let those letters become a powerful weapon against the enemy. When you type those words, you are formally surrendering the control of your future into my hands, because you know that my plan is completely perfect. You do not have to force the closed doors to open. The waiting season is not a waste of your years. I am actively rearranging the unseen realm right now. Lift your hands and receive my divine surrender. Listen carefully to this deep revelation, because it will completely unlock the secret mystery behind the heavy mental struggles you have been fighting alone. I designed your brilliant mind with perfect intention. I built a sacred channel inside your thoughts. Wise neuroscientists spent decades studying the human brain. They recently discovered this hidden mechanism of divine receptivity. They call this signal the gamma wave, and it ran completely free inside your head when you were a little child. That child frequency operated without any heavy struggle. It required no complicated spiritual discipline. Children learn new things with absolute ease. They trust my voice without any hesitation. They live completely inside the present moment because their minds hum at the exact speed of heavenly connection which I designed from the beginning. I told you to become like little children. I was not speaking only about your human attitude. I was describing a physical signal inside your neural pathways. The enemy saw this divine frequency and became terrified. He used the constant noise of modern survival to drown out the pure transmission because he wanted to keep you blind to my daily provisions. The heavy static of betrayal buried your standard focus. The continuous pressure of life created a massive blockade. You could not hear my gentle whisper anymore. Your mind became a chaotic storm of text. But I quietly guided a dedicated team of researchers who spent 34 years studying the beautiful intersection of sound and human neurobiology. They discovered how to unlock the healing power of frequency. They built an earthly instrument of restoration. This tool requires no intense willpower from your spirit. It works automatically through my structural design. You simply surrender the loud noise for 7 minutes and allow the childlike signal to return to your mind without any painful effort. I am going to reveal the official path to this provision soon. Do not rush away from my presence. The best part of your transformation is happening right now. Keep your absolute attention locked on my words. Stay with me until the end of this message because I am about to hand you the exact key to the door you have been waiting outside of for so long. When this sacred signal is fully reactivated, the results will surprise your soul. The thick fog of anxiety will dissolve from your brain immediately. Your intuition will become a sharp instrument of divine knowing. Solutions to your hardest problems will arrive without any striving. You will sleep peacefully through the dark night because your thoughts are resting completely inside the sanctuary of my absolute protection. You will begin to recognize my daily arrangements clearly. The windows of heaven are opening over your financial condition. The locked doors in your career are beginning to tremble. I am restoring the years that the enemy stole from your life. This shift is not a random coincidence because my hands have intentionally aligned this precise intersection to release your dynamic deliverance. Do you feel a sudden wave of warmth inside your chest? This physical sensation is the physical evidence of my presence. The mental static is starting to lose its absolute authority. Your deep breathing is returning to its natural rhythm. Your weary soul recognizes the distinct voice of its creator, and it is finally giving you permission to let go of the heavy defense mechanisms. The adversary wanted you to stay trapped inside your old movement. He whispered that your brain was permanently broken by trauma. He wanted you to accept exhaustion as your permanent identity. You believed his dark lies for a very long season. But I am declaring a holy divorce between your spirit and the static of fear, because your destiny is far too valuable to be sabotaged. I know you have tried many secular methods to heal. You bought the expensive books filled with human philosophy. You forced your mind to repeat the positive sentences every morning. Each technique provided a temporary patch for your open wound. But the underlying exhaustion always returned to crush your spirit, because those earthly systems required your own finite willpower to sustain the results. My divine provision demands no straining from your weary spirit. This is a simple act of pure surrender. You are leaning your weight entirely against my strength. The fire of the refinement is transforming into a glorious harvest. You are finally stepping out of the exhausting role of the solitary survivor, because I am placing a complete network of heavenly support around your daily path. I can hear the quiet question hiding inside your mind. You are thinking about the long years of absolute silence. You remember the prayers you screamed from the dark floor. You wonder why my rescue felt so delayed for so long. Let me answer that specific doubt with the absolute tenderness your broken soul needs, because I want to dissolve the remaining walls of suspicion between us. My prolonged silence was never my divine absence. There were specific answers I withheld for your holy protection. A premature breakthrough would have completely destroyed your ultimate destiny. I was not ignoring the agonizing pain of your heart. I was actively shielding your precious spirit from invisible traps, because the enemy wanted to capture your light before you reached the mountain peak. The deceptive people who mocked your delay will watch your acceleration soon. They believed you were completely finished inside the lonely wilderness. They celebrated your apparent downfall with cold laughter. They thought they successfully eliminated your influence from the room. But they did not realize that I was simply keeping you hidden under the dense shadow of my wings until the precise moment of your vindication arrived. Every silent tear has been a holy seed. I recorded the exact coordinate of your lowest night. I am matching that sorrow with a double portion of joy. The heavy dynamic of warfare is ending right now. You are standing at the edge of the most important climax of your life, because my authority has already broken the legal right of the enemy over your inheritance. The chains of generational misfortune are starting to shake. I am releasing a fresh flow of abundance into your family. The invisible walls are completely falling down before your stride. You are the chosen cycle breaker of your entire line. Keep your ears completely locked on my whisper as we step into the highest dimension of your destiny, because the next declaration will break the final prison door forever. Stop. Lift your head and look at my power right now. The atmosphere around you is trembling with my glory. I am tearing down the ancient walls of your oppression in this exact second. The heavy chains that held your parents are breaking at my command. You are stepping out of the small role they forced you to play for so long, because your destiny belongs entirely to my design. This is your moment of absolute liberation. You have carried the heavy burden of their toxic mistakes through the darkest seasons of your journey. You kept your heart pure while they threw stones at your name. But hear my voice in this crucial hour, because I am rewriting your lineage. And from this very second, the cycle of generational misery is officially ending inside your bloodline, because I have placed a divine seal of protection over your household. The warfare you experienced was not a sign of your failure. It was the proof that your spirit carries an immense light. The enemy targeted your mind because he knew your future would break his power over your entire tribe. You were not breaking under the heavy pressure. You were simply being reshaped into a royal vessel of honor. The silent forging has served its ultimate purpose today. I call this moment the sovereign overturning. What looked like a graveyard was actually a fertile garden. The betrayals were the heavy knives that pruned your attachments. The closed doors were my perfect shields against unexpected destruction. You are no longer the victim of their shallow cruelty, because I have raised you up to stand above the storm. The waiting is over. The harvest is beginning right now. Your spirit is crossing a major threshold. Lift your face to my gaze and breathe in my power. You have received the truth. Now take the step. The declaration has been made. What remains is one act of obedience. Heaven has spoken over your life. The move now belongs to you. Do not let this moment pass without a response. Step forward into the light. I have gifted humanity the supreme wisdom to unlock what I placed within sound and within the physical design of the human mind. I work through miracles, but I also operate through the dedicated hands of those I call into discovery. The brilliant researchers who built my provision were servants of healing science, whose decades of work I directed toward this discovery. I allowed wise institutions to fully confirm what I placed in creation. And I want to show you two of my precious children who received this unique provision before you arrived at this moment. I want to show you what I did for one of my faithful daughters named Rachel, who was a nurse in California. She sought my peace for many long years through constant prayer, faith, and different methods. All of them were sincere. 2 weeks after receiving this sound provision, her marriage became completely transformed. Her learning became completely effortless. She described her daily existence as an enchanted story because a massive blockade inside her neural pathways had finally been cleared. She felt like a channel that was completely blocked was now wide open to receive. And for others, I moved differently. I want to show you what my power accomplished for one of my chosen sons, named Michael, who lived in Dallas, Texas. He came to this provision because his mind was filled with chaotic anxiety, and he desperately wanted to protect his children. 2 months later, his business grew so much that he comfortably left his exhausting job. Hard financial problems that used to steal his sleep resolved themselves while he was resting. His wife noticed that his entire mind seemed completely renewed. He realized his brain was finally running on the exact signal it was always designed to use. Over 18,000 of my children have already received this help before you arrived. They call this earthly tool the Genius Song. This is the frequency instrument I have guided into existence for your restoration. It is not a generic meditation application, and it is not available on streaming networks because those public platforms contain cheap imitations that carry none of my power. This tool requires only 7 minutes of complete surrender. You simply put on your headphones and close your EYES. You do not have to practice complicated discipline or perform difficult exercises. You are simply letting go of the control and allowing the gamma signal to return. That sacred frequency will clear the enemy static from your thoughts, so my provisions become instantly recognizable again. It reactivates the channel through which your prayers are answered. It returns your mind to the state of a child. This is the state I described when I said, "Unless you become like little children." This divine provision is not for those who are merely curious. This is specifically for the one I have been addressing in this urgent message. It is designed for the exhausted warrior who has prayed sincerely but feels locked out of the breakthrough. It is for the vessel whose channel has been filled with the toxic noise of betrayal. Your pain is the exact condition this provision was built to address. To my beloved child who has already tried everything and feels embarrassed to try once more, hear my voice. What failed you before required your intense human effort. This requires none. I designed it to work because of my own architectural patterns inside your brain. You do not have to earn this blessing with your strength. It works not because of your discipline, but because of my design in you. The earthly experts charge hundreds of dollars per hour for private wellness sessions that attempt to reach this childlike state. The clinical equipment that researchers use costs thousands, but I do not call you to machines and expensive clinics. I place this provision within reach, specifically for the one who would receive it today through a message like this one. This is a small earthly exchange for the massive harvest I have prepared for your future. It is a mustard seed of investment for an ocean of clarity, far less than a single session with the earthly experts who studied what I placed in sound, and I have aligned 4 additional gifts to support your journey. I am extending a special track named Genius Child for the focus and confidence of your children. You will also receive the original prosperity text that wise minds use to unlock abundance. A guided visualization from a trusted voice will accompany your path. A beautiful infographic of daily habits will help you sustain the restored signal. All 4 provisions are additional gifts I have intentionally aligned for you. Where I send healing, the adversary always places false imitations. There are false frequencies circulating on streaming platforms under similar names, but they carry none of the restoration I designed. Guard your steps and use only the verified source below, and hear this promise of safety over your act of faith, because I do not lead my children into risk. This step of faith requires no worldly danger. You are completely covered by a steadfast guarantee. Your earthly investment is completely secured and risk-free for 60 days. If the mental restoration does not come, every single penny will be returned to you in full. Walk forward with a light heart, because you are completely covered by my grace period. There is no burden here. If this tool does not bring you peace, it shall be returned to you completely. Take this step of obedience. Embrace the tool I have set before you today. The path is waiting for you below in the pinned comment and in the description. I placed it there for you. Do not let this moment pass, my child. I guided you to this message. I placed the provision here. Now I ask only one thing. Take the step, find the path below, and let the restoration begin. Now, my child, set aside the noise of decision for a moment. I have shown you what I placed on your path. Whether you step forward now or later, you are still my beloved child. And because I see the deep weariness inside your spirit, there is more I want to speak over your life before this message closes entirely. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe. I am still here. Let your shoulders drop completely as you sink into my presence. The world demands that you analyze every single second of your day. But inside my sanctuary, you are allowed to simply exist. And as you release the heavy control of your destiny, you can feel the quietness settling over your physical environment right now. I am dissolving the final remnants of mental static from your head. Remember why this message began. I told you that Jesus weeps when he sees what you have endured. Those holy tears were not a sign of heavenly helplessness or cosmic pity. They were the physical manifestation of an eternal love that refuses to let you suffer alone in the dark. Every single drop was an active judgment against the injustice you suffered. His tears are now turning into a beautiful river of complete restoration inside your soul. That river is flowing through the deep wounds of your past. It is washing away the toxic residue of their cruel words. And as the clean water clears the old debris, you will notice that your spirit is being made completely whole in this exact moment of grace. You are completely clean. Feel the cool water of my spirit refreshing your heavy mind. The burning ache inside your throat is beginning to clear up completely. The tight knot inside your stomach is opening like a flower in the spring sun. And while your body relaxes into this divine alignment, I am restoring the emotional baseline that the warfare attempted to destroy. Your nervous system is entering a state of absolute rest. Every tear that fell from his eyes carries the weight of eternal authority. He did not look at your suffering from a distant throne. He felt the exact sharpness of the betrayal when your friends walked away. And because he experienced the heavy isolation of the nights you spent asking if anyone cared, your pain was completely real to him today. He is absorbing it all right now. You can now see the entire truth of what you have lived through. The lonely wilderness was named the silent forging from the very beginning. You thought you were being abandoned in the dark dirt, but I was actually keeping you hidden from the eyes of the devourer while the fire purified your soul. The heavy fire did not consume your spirit because my shield was around your life. The metal has been tested, and the weapon is now completely ready. You are coming out of the furnace with an authority that the comfortable can never duplicate. You know how to stand firm when the storm is screaming at your face. And because your faith is no longer a fragile emotion, it has become an unbreakable anchor inside the deepest place of your heart. You are strong. Speak these declarations inside your spirit to align your reality with my truth. I am a vessel fully restored to receive what my Father prepared. The noise of the enemy no longer has any dominion over my clean thoughts, and I carry the beautiful frequency that my Creator placed in my soul from the very beginning without any shame. It was never permanently lost. I am operating at the exact state that heaven designed for me. I am open, I am clear, and I am fully receptive to His blessings. I am the chosen one who became like a little child to inherit the promises made to children. And as the heavy static of modern survival falls down before my stride, I receive the abundance of my Father in absolute peace. You are no longer the solitary survivor who must pretend to be strong for everyone else. I am formally breaking that exhausting label off your name today. You are a holy leader, and because you stepped forward in trembling obedience, you are now the official cycle breaker of your entire family line. The patterns of poverty and confusion will stop completely at your border. Picture your daily life moving forward from this exact intersection of grace. You will wake up tomorrow morning without that familiar dread inside your chest. Your first thought will be a quiet song of thanksgiving. And when you look at the people who betrayed your trust, you will feel nothing but a deep sense of detached compassion because they no longer hold your peace. I am setting holy boundaries around the sacred garden of your heart. No toxic soul will be allowed to trample your pure kindness again. I am bringing faithful destiny helpers onto your path, and they will carry your heavy arms when you are tired because they recognize the light of my spirit inside your eyes. They will speak words of validation into your life. You are a masterpiece that I have carefully sculpted through the generations. The enemy tried to label you as a broken victim of circumstances, but my word calls you a secret warrior of righteousness. And as you rise from the ashes of your past with a crown of beauty, the world will look at your sudden restoration and marvel at my work. You are beautiful. The provision I am pouring out is not merely spiritual comfort. I am aligning physical breakthroughs that your human eyes can see and touch. Your financial storehouses will begin to fill up unexpectedly. And while the ideas that were sleeping inside your mind suddenly activate with creative genius, you are entering a season of unprecedented flourishing. My abundance is real. The stolen signal has been completely restored to your brilliant brain. The channel is wide open and the transmission is perfectly clear. You will hear my gentle guidance when you turn to the right or to the left. And because you are no longer living inside the paralyzing fog of uncertainty, my voice will be the constant compass for your steps. Trust my direction. The spiritual architecture of your life is being completely upgraded today. I am moving the wrong people out of your circle of influence. I am sealing the leaks where your precious energy was being drained away. And when you walk into rooms with a quiet confidence that completely silences the noise of opposition, you will know that you are clothed in my supreme favor. Receive my ultimate blessing over your life right now. May the peace that passes all human understanding guard your heart and your mind. May the light of my countenance shine brightly upon your daily path. And as I breathe my own vitality into your weary bones, you are being renewed from the inside out in this exact second of divine alignment. Rest in me. Do not let the thief steal this pristine stillness from your spirit when this video concludes. Anchor this covenant into your physical reality today. If this holy message spoke directly to your soul, do not let it pass without a sincere response. And when you like this video right now, it will become a material sign of your absolute agreement with my word. Share this dynamic transmission with 3 separate souls who are quietly crying out for hope in the dark. You are my hands, and you are my feet on this earth. By sharing this light, you are helping me rescue another weary warrior from the static of the enemy, and you will fulfill your divine mission as a light bearer inside this dark generation. Subscribe to this sanctuary of peace and turn on the notification bell immediately. Do not miss the daily guidance I am preparing for your next strategic movements. I am building a family of chosen ones who walk in my perfect, rich them. And if you stay connected to the source of your strength, you will never wander back into the chaotic noise. Rest your mind now, my beloved child. The battle is already won, and the victory is completely yours. I walk with you through every single step of your journey. You are safe. You are protected. You are deeply loved. Amen.